Hello, and welcome to The Silver Lining, the weekly geekly talk show where we discuss whatever topics we feel like talking about. But I gotta be honest, I don't. It, literally, as the intro is playing, the reason the intro lagged out like that, like it got to the end, uh, I have no idea what to talk. Like, there are some topic like we could talk about Christmas, but I it's been a dead week. uh I've been kind of busy, so like I haven't really been paying attention to anything. Like, if you guys have stuff you want to talk about, I mean, we can talk about. I figure we'll talk about Christmas. I want to talk about like gifts. What are you guys hoping to get and stuff like that. But yeah, I almost canceled the show just because I really I'd rather cancel a show than put on a bad show. I mean, to be completely honest, I've considered moving this show so that it's every other week, just so that stories can build up. But I know what happens every week. Some stuff happens, and then sometimes I talk about stuff thinking, it's kind of okay, and then it turns out to be a full fledged conversation. So I hate the idea of leaving conversations for a long period of time. I mean, realistically, I could just probably play a rerun since I haven't even uploaded stuff on YouTube. But hello, Torch, Ace Fox, Lilac, Element, Lady Foxheart, some random Smitty, Rye, and Dahai Wario. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to you, my co-hosts, all of you out there in the Twitch chat. I always say that I love having you guys here, and it's always fantastic. Lilac, hello there. This week it might be more important because I may need you to figure out what to do. I'll tell you what I do want to talk about first. I have made the decision, and I don't know how the stream looks for you guys as far as like, I know it's 30 frames per second, which is not the biggest issue, but just as far as how it looks and how it sounds, I always feel like the audio is a tiny little bit out of sync. But I have made the decision to start saving up, and I technically have started already. I am going to build a PC for streaming. So as a game streamer, I'm a console streamer. So my PC is not going to be centered around playing games, because the hardest thing about streaming and playing PC games from the same system is that it has to be extra powerful. So I'm going to build a streaming PC, and since I stream from console, that's going to do just fine. But I want to build something awesome. I looked up stuff. There's a website called PCPartPicker.com and I'm sorry, HTTP forward slash backslash. So I put everything into there, and I got everything through. Hey, what's up?
Chinese for dinner.
Okay. Yee. We'll talk about that. That's it. We'll talk about that. So I put everything into the PC Part Picker website, and the stuff that I put together, the system that I put together is awesome. The first system that I put together was awesome. I put it together. It was about $800. No PDAs. It was about $800, maybe a little bit more, with tax and everything. So I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, it's great, but I can. Isn't building a PC expensive? Well, that's what I was saying. So I looked at everything, and I was like, okay, that's not bad, but a lot of people kept saying, you can build a decent PC for less. And I know that there were certain parts that I picked that I was picking the higher scale version of it, which is probably overkill since I'm going to be streaming 1080p 60 frames per second. That's my goal, is to be able to stream my games at 1080p and 60 frames per second. I don't care about streaming 4K. I don't even care much about playing them on the PC because I don't like the idea of playing video games and having to be locked into sitting right here. It's not super comfortable to do for long stretches of time, which I really can't play for long stretches of time anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. But I don't have any interest in doing that. And again, if I was going to stream and play from the same PC, that would be much more difficult. So I scaled back some parts and I got it down to somewhere between 500 and 600. We got to get you some Fortnite swag. What kind of Fortnite swag are we talking about here? Beth says she wants some too. That's all good, but can it run Crysis? I don't know. You know what, Lloyd? I don't need it to run Crysis. I just need it to run Minesweeper. Let's be honest here. If it runs Minesweeper, and it runs Solitaire, and it runs another Solitaire game called 8 Off, which I swear no one's heard of, but as long as it runs those, I'm good. Can it run Doom? It'll run Doom PS1, the first Doom. No. If not 4K, then what about? Oh God, that's not even thinking about 8K. But no, so I wanted to do all of that, so I scaled down some parts and I got it down to basically less than 600. I'm very lucky because I have a GPU already. So it's not a super high scale. It's a GTX. Not actually, I have it here. It's a 16K 3D Space Cadet from Windows XP. And I don't have an anti-static bag, which is probably the thing that bothers me the most. But it's a GTX 980, which is great. It's a fantastic card. Everything I watched and looked up says that it runs 1080p just fine, which is all I need it to do. So I save a small chunk of money by having that already. Oh, thank you, Jones. Thank you for stopping in. And hey, Pesto? I'm going to call you Pesto. Because I don't want to call you Asp and Ziego. So I save a chunk of money by doing that. So I'm with Christmas money coming up and with some money that I already have. I sold a few things at the convention we went to a few weeks ago. So I sold a few things there. I got a little bit of Twitch money every couple of months. Every few months I get some Twitch money. So that's going to help. So, I mean, it's going to be months probably until it happens. It really all depends on what happens at Christmas time. I still got $950. Diego, are you saving that money to build a PC or something? Because the system that I put together was kind of not, I wouldn't say, it was definitely not overkill. I need, my biggest problem for anybody that knows, I'm having a hard time with new PC. Hey, Lock the Chest. I'm doing okay, Lock the Chest. How are you doing? For anybody that knows a little bit, you probably know more than me because I know everything that I've learned in like the past 2 months. I was doing an AMD Ryzen 7, which is like 8-core, $300 processor. So I scaled it down to a Ryzen 5, which immediately dropped it to 170 instead of 300. That's kind of, the reason I did that is because it's the 2600, which is the newer one. I did that because for streaming, your CPU is more important than your GPU, because if you're going to be just gaming, your GPU handles the load of the graphics processing. So your processor doesn't need to be as amazing. And what's Jones? What if that's what you got? I'm curious as to what problem you're having with your PC. And then I had like a mechanical drive on there and a 250 gig NVMe M.2 drive, which is it's like a newer kind of drive. Like there's a little special slot for it. But I took both of those out and put just a 500 gig SSD in there, and it dropped the price like $100. So I made these cuts. So I mean, the GTX 950. You mean? Okay. Yeah, and Diego, how do you like it? I mean, this is the 980 gaming 4G. I don't know if that probably means more to you than it does to me. Everything. Oh boy. See Jones. Now I'm terrified. Yeah. See now you got me all nervous and terrified. But yeah, I mean, I figured out the most important part, which is that the color scheme I'm going to go with is white with some ice blue trim, and we all know that if it looks good, it makes it run at least 20% better. I had pizza problems. Well, had them before I upgraded and still had them when I did. But it's been fine lately. Okay. He's scared. Get him. But yeah, so that's really the only thing. The reality is that it's time to sit down and have another look at all of my stuff. Oh, I sold the Mega Man X2 and X3. I did sell those. So my first build was... Jones, did you build it yourself? Yeah, I'm curious if you built it yourself. The 950 is good for 1080p gaming, not interested in 4K or V. Yeah, I'm not interested in any one of those 4K gaming. In order to get the most out of 4K gaming, I need a 4K monitor. So I don't really care. You know, it's when 3D Blu-ray happened, everybody was, 3D Blu-ray is going to be the next big thing. And then I think everybody realized, oh, wow, I need to buy a TV. Okay. I need to buy a TV that's compatible with it. Never mind. And what happened? 3D Blu-ray, it's still around, but it's kind of, no one focuses on it. Like people go to get their TV, they get a new TV, and they don't even bother with it. Found out the Ryzen 5 isn't compatible with Windows 7. Okay, well, I have Windows 10. My biggest issue is that what I would most likely do is because I don't want to have to buy Windows 10 again. So I would just get everything, like transfer everything over to the new drive is really the best way to do it. And then stick that in the I don't use a lot of my space. I think I use about 200 to 300 gigs of the 750 gigs that's on my current computer. So I don't really worry about the space. You know, a 500 gig solid state drive will be fine. And then I can always pick up either a second solid state drive or even a mechanical drive later on. So I'm not too concerned with that. Bottleneck. Okay. Well, I mean, you should be at Windows 10 anyway. Yeah, 3D Blue is barely in existence. Yeah, nobody cares. Where they expensive? Oh yeah, you know, expensive. But yeah, that's one of those things that I don't really worry about 4K. I don't worry about my 4K Blu-ray. I don't worry about any of that stuff because I would have to upgrade other things for it. I mean, in all honesty, as far as buying a PC is concerned or building a PC, the thing that comes before that is a second monitor. I have a monitor that I'm using right now. I actually I'm able to look at the camera better because I am duplicating my laptop screen over to the monitor, which is right by the camera. So I feel like I'm more engaged with you guys now, which I'm definitely going to keep doing. But but this monitor that I'm transferred over to right now is the one that I use for games. So since I'm normally looking at the game, I want to be able to look at you guys. So before anything else, I'm going to have to buy a second monitor because I'm not going to build a PC and then I don't have a monitor to display it on. So I'm going to get a second monitor. I'm going to get, they sell the monitor mounts, which is like an arm with two arms that attaches to your desktop. And then you can have the monitor so that they're not stands sitting on my desk eating up space. Which I went to Best Buy. Best Buy is actually really good. The only thing I can't buy at Best Buy for a PC is a case. They had everything else to build a PC. I mean, obviously not a lot of choices. You had to go with what they had. Hey, Mr. Sonic. But they had everything else. Like it was pretty amazing. But I went in there looking for monitor mounts, and I asked them, and so I asked 6 different people, and they all looked at me like I was insane, like I was making a joke at them. Look for monitor mount. I was like, okay. I actually told one of them, I was like, okay, I'm judging by the face that you're making that you don't have them. My problem has been rushing purchases without looking at all the details, leading to incompatibility issues. Jones, have you gone to the PC Part Picker website? That website is phenomenal for the 2 hours that I spent on it. It's amazing. It's like when Target sold all of the Sims 3 expansions, but not Sims 3. Well, Target's the last place you want to go for gaming information and products. And I thought I knew everything. Ace Fox, I thought the same thing too. I thought, oh my God, I knew a little bit about computers, but nothing. I never thought that I was anywhere near capable of putting one together. When you start to look into it and you really see what's involved, it's actually not that difficult. I think I would have a harder time with all of the programming and stuff that comes after putting it together. The actual putting it together, I have heard multiple times people say it, it's adult Lego. It's everything is built to fit in a certain spot, and if it doesn't fit there, don't try and jam it in there. It literally is just like that. Yes, after is when you went to PC Part Picker. Yeah, I went there, even for like the graphics card, for instance, which I didn't need. I put my graphics card on the website, like on the build, to see if there were any incompatibility issues, and it says that everything I picked should work fine. So building a computer is easier said than done. Is easier done than said. I think so. I think that's probably the way to do it. Definitely watch videos for it. I watch now all of a sudden I'm following like 4 different people that build PCs. There's one called Bitwit. He did a 1-hour video where he built a PC right in front of you, just so you can see what every step of it looks like. He's done multiple builds, but they're always, he talks about the parts and then they fast forward through all the building. But he did a 1-hour video that was him actually putting everything together, and it was super, super simple. So you're saying I shouldn't try to shove the square in the circle? Yeah. I'm saying you should probably not try and do that. I went to college for... Oh, Lloyd. I'm pretty sure you went to college for something very important, because the problem with building a PC yourself is that once something breaks, I don't really have a phone number I can call. Oh yeah, sorry, Rob. If you let me know what you wanted to post, and then I can whitelist you so to be able to post that. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, like, we're not. Yeah, no, that's, I mean, he's got a little crown. Yeah, he's got a Twitch Prime sub. Easy to build, but if you have issues, then it's hard. Yeah, which is why I think people like buying pre-built systems, just because it comes with customer service. And I think that even if you never have to use it, having that safety net. Hey, Lizard, what's going on? Having that safety net, I think, makes people happy. You know, it's sort of the issue behind extended warranties. You know, some people they buy extended warranties and they probably know deep down they're not going to use it, but they like having they're paying for security. You know, when you buy insurance, if anybody's ever tried to sell you insurance for anything, one of the things they always push is the idea of security. That's what you're buying. Peace of mind is what they call it. Yeah, I mean, he had a Twitch Prime sub. You guys are talking about Rob. So I don't know if he was spamming something or, so I don't know. I might just take it to a computer store so I don't have to deal with it. Yeah, Jones, I'm curious as to what's happening. I mean, what is, you said your CPU is a Ryzen 5? What is your cooling system? I got a computer custom built. I got the parts, but had an actual company build it just because I was worried or something. Yeah, something went tits up. Yeah, that's probably the best thing you can do. Aren't pre-built systems worse than building your own a lot of the time? John, for a lot of websites, you can pick all the parts and then they'll build it, which is sort of what Lilac did. The problem is that you're paying for the building. You're paying for the actual service of them putting it together. So you're going to pay a little bit more. So when you can't pay a little bit more and you choose to pay a little bit less, you are going to get significantly less parts. You know, what would cost you $700-800 to build is going to cost you $1,000 to $1,200 from a company that's going to build it, because they are charging you for building it, for setting it up. You know, when that system shows up to your house, it's going to be set up and ready to go. GPU issues right now seems to be driver issues. I'll make sure you update those drivers, baby. I've got better understanding parts, but I'd have someone build it physically for it. Yeah, I see, Diego, I've always liked doing stuff with my hands. Building it seems like the part that I would love the most. Like, I feel like I could work at a shop and just build computers and then just hand them off to somebody else and they can do the programming and transferring over all the files and everything. Like that, the putting it together sounds fun. What I'd love to build is a sleeper system in one of those old beige PC towers that looks like trash, but then you open it up and it's all water cooled with a high powered GPU and a Ryzen 7 in there. I would love to build one of those, but in order to build one of those, since those cases aren't built to hold modern parts, you have to basically build a structure inside the case. Build me a hot tub to fit this 6'2" by. Hot tubs are big enough. Listen, I got into a hot tub once that fit me, and I may not be 6'2", but where I'm not tall, I'm wider. Driver can install twice working. Oh, Jones, would it work to just delete all of them and just download all new drivers? Oh, I meant bad. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, in that case, we both have the same problem. What do you think of the concept of getting or opening Christmas presents a day or two early? I know some people do that, and I do that myself sometimes. I don't like it. Christmas Eve is fine. My family, we can talk about that. We talk about Christmas, so I'm not talking about PCs anymore. Christmas is coming, obviously. So hopefully you guys are gonna have some fun and get my standard line for Christmas and for birthdays is may you get everything you want and want everything you get, which is obviously going to be true. I say that to you guys now. My family was always Christmas Eve. We always did, if we were going to go out and see anybody, if we were going to do anything, it was going to be Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Eve at night, we would hang out. We would play games. We would watch the Christmas specials. They were always showing a bunch of Christmas specials on TV. And then we would stay up until midnight and we would open our gifts. And then Christmas Day, we were in. You know, we were playing with our toys. We were playing with our games. We were just relaxing. We didn't really have Christmas dinner. We were never as a kid, we're going to make a turkey and do all of this stuff. It was always just, we had dinner, obviously, but it was never something super duper duper special. Well, the food was never super special. The time with the family was great. So staying up and opening stuff on Christmas Eve is fine to me. Now what we do is Christmas Eve night, we go to my sister's house and everybody meets there, and she loves doing that. She loves hosting that stuff. So we go there, and then it's like 8-9 o'clock. We open our gifts. So we do it the day before. Anything before that, I always find is a little bit weird, unless it's stuff like you have a Pollyanna at work, you give gifts at work, people who you're not going to see. You know, if I see somebody on for Christmas for this year, Christmas is on a Tuesday. If I see somebody on Friday that I'm not going to see before Christmas, I'll be happy to exchange gifts, and I have no problem with them opening the gift right away. That's all right for me. I hope I get cold to keep the fire going so I don't freeze. Well, you gotta Pestle, you gotta crush it and make diamonds. Money or gift card is always appreciated. Yeah, money. I love money. I mean, I hate money in that we need it, but I do love. I love getting money just because it's more. I know I'm going to like what I spend on it, or what I spend it on. But I do like getting gifts. I do like. Well, I don't really like getting gifts, but I like the idea of somebody putting thought into what I like and trying to find something appropriate for that. That's okay. But the actual gift getting, I could do without that. I'm fine with that. Have you ever played Shining Resonance on the Switch? No, I have not. It's apparently part of the Shining Force series. Just got it yesterday along with 3 games as early as Christmas. Yeah, I have not played that. Last section Discord. Oh, you got some goodies today. We tend to have Christmas part 2 on the 27th because the extended family tend to be having their own Christmas. So we all get together on the 27th. Okay. Hang on a second here. I gotta be honest, I'm loving having a bigger screen for all of this. This is great. I'm opening up Discord because I did not have that open. Almost every year we have a Christmas breakfast on the 15th at a family member's house. We bring gender-neutral gifts and play a swapping. Oh, okay, Ryan. I think I know what you're talking about. Is it? I've heard of it before. I've heard of that kind of game before, where you have a gift, like someone pulls a gift, and then they can trade the gift with somebody or something. I know The Office did a version of it, and it was horrible. Because everybody knew what the gift was. The Devil Man and Get a Robo thing. I see that. Hey, buddy. Don't you mean Ness's? Hope I get an SNES or NES Mini. Well, I hope you do too, because they're almost done. They're almost done for. Hey, that's a topic. You mean like a Secret Santa? Something like that. Meow. Well, get up here. Get up here. There you go. Meow. 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 Yeah, come this way. Meow. What's today's topic? We didn't really have a topic. We were just talking about Christmas. Truth be told, I feel like it was a slow week. Time for the cat call. I sure wish SNES games would be on the Switch because the NES games they give. You know what, Wario? I have been having problems. This is going to be like a freeform episode today. I've been having a problem with the NES app on the Switch just because I've been wanting to play Final Fantasy 1 and it's on the NES Mini but not the app. And I can't help but wonder, why aren't all the games that are on the NES Mini on the app? Like, why didn't you just start with those 30 games and then start adding games after? 3 for a pound. We wrap up lots of little household. Oh, okay. Hey, Aqua. Like you're in a circle and someone rolls a die. The number is what that person has to do. Give the gift to a person or lift 5 times. Oh, okay. Only game of news that really came out was Spider-Man's Raimi suit controversy. I don't think that was controversy. I think a bunch of people were whining about wanting a costume and being obnoxious about it, and they caved and gave him the costume, which I still hope that it's actually a costume of Sam Raimi and not of Spider-Man. Now, yeah, I guess that's the only thing. I mean, there was some other stuff that came out. Let's talk about our Lord and Savior Devilman. Doesn't the NES app update? It updates monthly, and which is stupid. It really should be updating every week. I don't like that it takes a month to get 3 or 4 Nintendo games, and then they keep doing a stupid special game, which is just the game but somebody played half of it. So they this is going to be like a freeform episode. So hey Sean, they have announced that they're going to stop making the NES and SNES minis. Basically, whatever's in the store is it. Is how they made it sound. That's how I took it anyway. Whatever they have in the store that's going to be it. I'm hoping what that means is they have something else on the horizon, that they are looking towards because that was a big thing when they talked about stopping the NES Classic. The idea was that they were going to scale down production to start ramping up production for the new system, the SNES Mini. I'm hoping that they have announced that these systems are going to be going away so that they could start working on the N64 Mini, which I have said several times. I have no hardcore nostalgia for the N64. There's probably only a handful of games that I would really want to play, but I know there are people who really love it, so I want to see them get what they want. Oh, Virtual Boy Classic, when? Oh my God. When John, when Switch VR, when they give you the Switch VR attachment to put on your face, then I want my virtual console, my Virtual Boy virtual games, I guess you would say. I heard that costume got more complaints because of the tiny little dumb things like the eyes having the black line. Oh. See, Lilac, if that's legit, then there's just no pleasing some people. I'm planning this for a while, but because people don't know, they whined about it. We shouldn't be whining about anything. Oh wait, I have a job. I can pick up anything. Oh, we could always talk about the rewind and rewind. I watched it. I watched that YouTube rewind. It was a disaster. People have an ample time to get these when they reprinted them. So that Lizard. That's one thing that if at this point you haven't gotten one. I mean, I was at Best Buy a couple of days ago, and Wednesday actually, literally a couple of days ago. They had plenty of them. They had plenty of NES. They had plenty of SNES. Very easy to get. So at this point, anybody who complains, which to be fair, I haven't heard anybody complaining about it, but anybody who complains is you're kind of like, well, where the hell have you been? So I'm not concerned about it. I'm hoping that the NES, that them ramping it down, means that they are starting to build N64 minis. I would rather have a GameCube mini, but we ain't gonna happen. We need more Spider Cop. How do you feel that IGN took down a post, actually? What post? Awesome, Andy, do I take suggestions? What is the suggestion? Before you send the link, what is the suggestion? Hey, we need Uncle on the rewind. But yeah, the YouTube rewind was, I mean, this is probably just going to be a suggested topic episode. The YouTube rewind was just a mess. Roblox vids. Oh boy. Okay. Awesome, Andy. If you want to post a Roblox vid, if it's legitimately a Roblox vid, go right ahead. But obviously, if it's not a Roblox vid, do not post it. Lizard, if you can allow, actually, here, I'll do it. Is it permit? All right, let's try. I'll do it. Okay. Go ahead, awesome, Andy. If you could post it if you want. I have no idea what Roblox is. I know that it's huge. I know that there's streams for it. I know that it's super popular with kids. I have no idea what it is. I feel like I have never been more out of touch with what is happening. Send it again because it blocks you out. You're good to go right now, but you got to send it now. Yeah, I have an auto block for links. But thank you for asking. Yeah, I already allowed you. There you go. I will not watch it here, so everybody watch it. Yeah, all I know about Roblox, I don't even know the memes. That's the thing. I don't even know the memes. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. What is somebody else? Okay, so the YouTube Rewind. It was just. It was 8 minutes of every. When you hear people complain about millennials and there's a whole bunch of stereotypes, that's just how it felt. That's just, it felt like I was watching an 8 minute obnoxious person show me things. It was very irritating, even when it tried to get really kind of heartfelt and somber, because there were a few moments where it talked about, you know, a lot of social media has been used to help people through mental, you know, fight with mental illness and things like that. That was very heartwarming, but when you surrounded it with all of that other crap, it kind of just took the wind out of the sails of that. Like, I would have been more appreciative if you made a separate video where you talked about how YouTube has been used to help people in the last year, as opposed to shoehorning it into this very, and I use the word because there's no better word for it, very obnoxious level of energy that was with the first video. Well, if this is a free talk show, then here's a topic. Agretsuko Metal Christmas kicked my feelings in the balls. I watched the Agretsuko Christmas. I loved it. I thought that it was great. I don't know. I always have this issue with the idea that you need to find somebody to make you happy. And that's kind of what it felt like, you know, even in the end when she, I won't spoil it, but it's Agretsuko. It's not really a spoilery type thing. But like in the end, she hung out with someone, and even then I was kind of like, I don't know. I like when characters can get to a point where they say, I don't need anybody else to be happy. I don't need a relationship to be happy. I like when that stuff happens. So I always hate the shows and movies that push that on you. But I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. What do you think about supposed Switch Pro coming next year? I like it. I think that it's good. I think that the Switch is fantastic. As someone with bigger hands, I wouldn't mind it being a little bit larger. And if you could make it a little bit larger and put more power into the system, I would be excited for that. I would be more, as someone with bigger hands, I'd be more than welcome to have the system be a little bit larger. But if you can do what you can do with it at the size that it is now, imagine increasing the size by 30 to 50%. You know, a little bit thicker, a little bit longer. Unbelievable. It would be even better. I'm fine with it. And awesome. I won't view the video on stream. I won't do that just because in addition to never being entirely sure of what somebody's posting, I don't, if it's copywritten music or something like that, these videos are supposed to go up to YouTube. So I don't click any of that stuff just in case there's copywritten music. But I watched them afterwards. So just if you leave it there, that's fine. And then I can check it out later. TikTok ads are hit or miss. Christmas is gonna be tough. But yeah, I'm good with the Switch Pro. I like the idea of a Switch Pro. I think the only thing I never really like is that if you already have a Switch, you have to reinvest. What I would like to see is some sort of Switch buyback system where Nintendo themselves offer extra credit to trade in my Switch towards a Switch Pro. I would trade in my Switch for a Switch Pro if I was guaranteed to get $150 for my Switch. You know, another $150 to invest in a Pro system, depending on what extra features it has, is very worth it. I want Joy-Cons that are adorable. Honestly, I don't like my Joy-Con because I do have one that's breaking and they are super small, but I use a Switch Pro controller, so I know that that's not an option for everybody, but it is an option that I have, so I like it. Given that Ritsuko really wants someone in her life and her friends weren't helping that, it was a mental tax. I guess Instagram was a way to put another spin on the theme. Can we get more Fenico? I want to get more Fenico caring about Haida, although realistically, I think Fenico and Retsuko should be together. I loved that I love when Haida looked at the camera and he's like, "Whoa, they're not gonna like this episode." He's talking about Instagram because they were bashing Instagram the whole time. A little bit thicker, a little bit longer. Yeah, you're not supposed to make it this easy. Yes, I am. Top 6 overpower Smash Ultimate video. Get so much negative for. Oh, okay. He said number 1 most broken character was Ness. I don't know about that. Hoping to get an on-screen reaction. That's why I don't do that. Sorry. I know that's like I use the term again. I know that it sucked the wind out of your sails, but that's one of the reasons I don't do that. I personally don't want to get trolled. We are not top tier thousands of viewer stream here, but I do concern myself with just the idea of getting trolled in some horrible way. So yeah, sorry about that. The first couple months it's gonna be tough after divorce. Eventually tensions die down and things get better. Hold on. I think I missed something there. I am pretty sure I missed something there. Christmas is gonna be tough this year. My parents split up about a month ago. I guess my question is, do you have any experience dealing with Lock the Chest? I have significant experience dealing with that. My parents, I guess I can't say without getting too personal because the entire issue is personal, but my parents broke up when I was in grade school. I want to say 5th grade or 6th grade. It was rough. It was definitely disastrous. I can tell you that I never went through the issue of was it my fault. I know that that's a cliche that they say kids deal with when parents get separated is, was it my fault? Did I have something to do with it? I never did that. If something about everything that happened and the way they kind of sat me down and talked to me, everything about it made me know that something wasn't working right. And when I looked at what was happening and I thought about what was happening, I realized that even as a kid, something wasn't working right. So I never did that. I never got to that point. I was sad. At school, I was a little bit down, and they made me talk to somebody just to make sure that everything was going to be okay, which I did. I assume grade 5 is year 5 for elements. I don't know. We have our school system has preschool is something that kind of exists. The first preschool is not mandatory. The first mandatory grade for kids is kindergarten, which is K, and then there's grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from 9 through 12 is high school. But that's 9, 10, 11, and 12. But then it's freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. That's what we have here. So technically, technically 5th grade would be the 6th year, because it's the 6th year of school, but the first year is not one. The first year is called kindergarten. Kindergarten's typically when you introduce kids. It's not like you math and English and all of that. Kindergarten is when you color and you learn what colors are what. You learn your numbers and your alphabet and all of that. And then 1 was when you start really learning how to write that. Like grade 1 was the first year we had handwriting class. All right, let's see here. I'm just happy to take it down. I don't want anything negative to influence the competitive scene. Yeah, Diego, you're absolutely right. You don't want anything to negatively influence the competitive scene, because the competitive scene is going to negatively influence itself all on its own, because they all do it. GameStop promises $40 trade-in, I'm sure. Oh, absolutely. I'm probably skipping a few here. I have giant ass hands and need a pro controller. Absolutely. Why did Joy-Cons break so easily anyway? It's the one stick that does it, John. It's the one stick that breaks. I'm gonna jump ahead here. Christmas is kind of treated like a second Valentine's Day in Japan. Okay, unlike here in the West where it's more about families and friends. Yeah, okay, I guess that. Jerf, Jerf. That is from an SNL skit. That's. I wish I was focused enough to do a one-man podcast. Jerf, my focus is on the fact that I have you guys here. I do have YouTube videos where I discuss things. It's sort of like an essay format, but I definitely have more fun interacting with everybody. That's why I consider you guys in the chat my co-hosts, because otherwise it's just me here blabbing to myself for 2 hours, and that's not interesting at all. My parents divorced when I was 2. Some days I would visit my dad and my older brother and younger half-sister. I accepted quickly that my parents are no longer together. Yeah, I mean, it helps that it happened when you're 2. I was 10, 11. It's difficult when you're older, because you're old enough to remember a time when that wasn't going on and everybody seemed together and happy. And you're old enough to understand that it's not happening anymore, but you're too young to understand why it's not happening. And that's one of the worst things about divorces when kids are older, a little bit older, is because they are at that point. They are at that point where they remember when their parents were happy and everybody would go on vacation. It was fine. So they don't understand why it's not happening anymore, though. It's kind of unfortunate. My folks went through a rough patch when I was about 12 or 13. Family therapy and whatnot. It can be rough, but I also end up being the best. It ends up being the best for everyone involved. We are your co-hosts. Interesting. Aqua, I say it at the beginning of every stream. Welcome to my co-host to chat. And this week I'm relying on you guys to provide topics. I don't have nearly enough followers to do any type of pie. You'd be surprised, Jerf. You'd be surprised when I am fortunate. I am fortunate that my nephew does this and he's super popular. So I was able to be slightly popular by association, but it has to. You have to grow. You have to do it not constantly but regularly. And you'd be surprised when you start to talk. People want one thing you're gonna learn, Jerf. And I'm having a hard time calling you Jerf with a straight face. One thing you're gonna learn is that as a geek, as part of our geeky community, we all want to talk about the stuff that we like. We are all looking to have a conversation about comic books, video games, computers, all of that stuff. Books, we want to have a conversation about it. But most of the time, it's very difficult for us to have a conversation about it. We can't just do that. We can't just do that out in public. how many times have you been in a situation where somebody just asks you about sports? Hey, did you see the game on Sunday? Man, this guy made some great passes and stuff. And you have no idea what the hell he's talking about. You have no idea. You don't watch sports. You don't hate sports. You just don't watch sports. You have no idea what he's talking about. We see that. So we, as geeks, we tend to not do that. You're not going to walk up to somebody and say, hey, man, did you check out the new Call of Duty? It's amazing. I can't believe they changed up the way the weapon system works. We don't do that. So we don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff. So when you go online and you create a place for people to talk about that stuff, you'd be surprised at how fast people are going to want to be part of the conversation. And if you do it regularly, how much they're going to want to come back and do it again. Yeah, I have zero memories of seeing my parents happy. Yeah, you have, exactly. No wonder I said, yeah, because when you finally started to acknowledge the structure of the life that you have, that was already part of the structure. That was normal for you. It's why they say people continue cycles for stuff that happens when they're really small, because as they grow up, it's normalized. You leached off your nephew. Nice. Wonder who that is. I won't lie. I found your work through your Castlevania collab with John. Yeah, and I am grateful for that. That's why I don't want people. I've had people come in here, and I talk about the fact that I haven't been streaming long, and be amazed that I have. I think it was like when I first had 300 or 400 followers, that people were amazed. Like, how do you have so many followers? So it's like I know where they came from. I know that my nephew is popular. He's talked about me. I've been in videos. That's where people hear. That's where people see, and they come here. So I'm happy with that. Either way, though, you do have to keep working at it. You have to no matter what point you start at, that shouldn't be enough. You should keep working. You should keep building it better. And most importantly, you should build it in a way that you like. You know, I do this stream the way I do. I have it set up the way I do because I like it, because I like the way it looks on screen. I like the way it sounds in my ear holes. When I watch playbacks, I enjoy it. I don't enjoy hearing my voice, but visually everything that's happening and audio-wise everything that's happening, I like. So all I need to do is make stuff that I like, talk about things that I like to talk about, and hopefully people will naturally show up. I mean, I could sit here and I could turn into a Fortnite streamer, which I do play Fortnite, but not to that capacity. You know, and I could do that, but ultimately I'm going to be streaming, and every day that I stream, I'm going to be thinking, I'd really kind of rather not be doing this. When is Uncle Silver Gaming going to be on Johnny versus? I don't know. I don't know that I have a versus a game that I would want to review. People have asked me would I ever do reviews, and probably not. So remember the first day I arrived here, you said my name, and I said Rye. Oh yeah, Rye. Yeah. Ryu. I think SGB and Johnny is how I sub to. Of course it is. That's yeah, Diego. You don't have to be subtle about it. I know where the viewers come from. Johnny versus the Silver Lining. Oh boy. Have you ever encountered someone who actually likes their voice on some playback? Not really. I'll tell you what, Jones. I don't hate it as much as I used to. I can edit my videos if I ever sit around and get around to editing them. I can edit my videos and not feel cringy as I do it, and I'm listening to myself. It's definitely gotten better since I've started. Since I started doing this, it's definitely much, much easier for me to listen to that. But I think just the idea of listening to yourself puts people off, because I don't think that it's always the sound of my voice. You know, whenever people say, like, I don't like listening to the sound of my own voice, I don't think that it's like the sound, like my voice sounds horrible, it's too pitchy or whatever. I think it's just the idea of you're sitting there listening to yourself blab on, and it's boring to you because you already know what you're going to say. I watch playbacks of the SGV videos that I'm in when they go live on YouTube, and I sit there and I think, man, this was weeks ago. I don't remember saying any of this stuff. But then as I'm listening to it, I'm thinking of the jokes that I say 2 seconds later. And it's like, well, this is boring. I don't listen to myself. I'm saying all the same stuff. I'm hilarious, but but I'm saying it. Uncle Silver versus the Bubsy series as Johnny questions life. I'm getting used to it too, but it's still cringy at times. Yeah, when I make weird noises, Jones, is when it's very cringy for me. When I scream a certain, especially when I'm playing a game like Smash Brothers, and I scream a certain way, it's like, oh God, people must think I'm an idiot. I remember during some of your early streams being rated by Ted or Johnny, and then the flood of followers as you walk. Oh yeah, it kept going. It's always something to behold that the flood doesn't really deflect you from the main topic. I try for it not to. I try to, keep because I figure if there's a sudden flood of people here, I want them to see what we're doing. I want them to see what we're all about. No one's gonna stick around if they flood in, and then all I sit there and do is talk about how much they're flooding in. That's not interesting. I've been following Uncle since the Too Many Games 2015 video. Yeah, I started YouTube. I think I started the Uncle Silver YouTube channel in 2014. I think, which is wow. I mean, that channel I don't do as nearly much as I should. And then I started streaming November of last year. And I gotta be honest, I like this much better. Spent hours talking about geek stuff with you guys. It's Euphoria. Most of my family members are old school conservative Christians, so I can't talk to them about gods, monsters, demons. Oh my God, play D&D with them. Plus, they're more into real world stuff than nerdy, geeky, fictional stuff. Yeah, and that's a common problem for us. That's what we're used to. That's why we develop this sort of social awkwardness, because we don't know how to talk to people, because no one wants to talk about the stuff that we want to talk about. So we end up just sort of being quiet the whole time. So when we have, hey, Haunted Bone, so when we have a forum to talk, that's usually amazing for us. I love wearing t-shirts, fun t-shirts with designs on them. They're like billboards for me. One of the reasons I like to wear them is because I want people to see, oh, he's wearing that. He's a Doctor Who fan. If you want to talk about geeky stuff with me, this shirt does the job of telling you I'm into it. So I don't want you to be nervous about doing that stuff. Mine jumps to the same thing. Yeah. I think it found you on Twitter, and I thought, is this the legendary uncle of Some Call Me Johnny? And behold, it was. I don't like my normal voice, but I can listen to myself when I put voices on, no problem. Yeah, see, voices are worse for me. When I edit playbacks of like Vandal Hearts, when I was putting stuff there, and I was listening to me doing the voices, it was like, oh, you're an idiot. What version is the D&D edition going to be? I don't know. 5. Well, I mean, it's 5 now, so I think I remember just showing up to your very first stream. I want to say I either jumped in on the streams either December or January this year. Or December. Okay. Yeah, Elements. If you jumped into my streams December of this year, you are already a mod. You must have done something amazing. No, in my mind, if I did a podcast, it would either be called Derailed Trail of Thought, or a D&D cast. Jerf, the best thing I could recommend to you in your position is to find someone who you like rambling about that stuff with, and just do the show together. Typically sounds deeper than it actually does. Still really want to play D&D with you. Lady Fox, I still want to really play D&D. I have not lost my interest in trying to play it. I just lost my interest in trying to go somewhere and play it. Is Uncle Silver Gaming the one doing the Sonic voice? Yeah, Jerf. When you watch those, and I'm doing the hey, gotta go fast. I like chili dogs. Yeah, that's me. See, yeah, I think I got chatted up by a girl behind the counter in an art shop because I had a bit. Yeah, your t-shirts are your billboards. They're always fun. One of my favorite ones that I got too big to wear that I would love to buy in a larger size was Charmander Shepard. It was a Charmeleon dressed up like Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. I love that shirt, and so many people would stop and like, oh my god, your shirt's amazing, and then we would get into a discussion about Mass Effect or something. I got too fat to wear it, but I would love to get that shirt again in my size. But when I was in Ohio, I had a psychopath shirt on, and friends, we had this lady come up screaming how she had a psychopath too. Oh god. Yeah, Lilac, I don't know what to think there. You should probably just walk away. And if y'all are playing 5th edition, I'm out. Not a fan of the system. Too simple for my taste. See, Sean likes it more complicated. Can I be a mod when I grow up? Someday. Stream is up. Sorry for being late. I was busy with the new Spider-Man DLC. Oh, Dark Luke, are you swinging around a Sam Raimi? Greg Sonic is really good. My talk show will be vapid, non-conservative. What? I've been wearing video game apparel too. I have this Bounty Hunter Samus shirt. I want to wear it more often, but the times that I have it got people to. Yeah, it's fun. That's one of the reasons. I mean, I had somebody ask me before, like, why do you wear shirts like that? I was like, because it's fun. It's more interesting. It's more interesting than walking outside in a plaid button-down shirt or a suit shirt or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. Why not be more interesting outright? You know, I have been a huge proponent, advocate of geeky culture here, obviously. But one of the things that I advocate more than anything is to be that person on the outside. Don't be obnoxious about it. I would say the same thing to a sports fan. You're totally fine wearing a jersey from your favorite team, but don't be that guy that wants to bash people upside the head when they're not part of their favorite team, when they don't like their favorite team, or they have a different team, or they don't like sports at all. Don't be that person, but don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be excited when you see that this new game is coming out that you're really into. You know, don't be afraid to go wait. I know people that won't wait in lines for games because they don't want to be that guy that waits in line for games. I'm sitting there like, it's fun. What's the problem? Need some Macross shirts, but screw paying import fee. Yeah, you know what, Lizard? I don't have any Metroid shirts. I have no Metroid shirts. Star Wars anime shirt on. It looked awesome. Yeah, I love that stuff. I love wearing those t-shirts and everything. The Raimi suit and the Spider-Verse suit. Okay. Pretty much 100% in an afternoon. However, shirts were awesome. Pictures on them. I have some anime shirts. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't bought. You know what my problem is? Since I put all the weight back on and then some, excuse me. I have a stack of shirts that I can't wear anymore, and I don't want to throw them out. I think I'm gonna try and turn them into a quilt. There's a thing where you can you basically cut the arms, and you cut out the design that you want to keep, and then you do it for all the shirts. And my problem is that I hate the idea of destroying the shirts. But you do that, and then you make a big quilt out of them. I don't know. Maybe I'll donate all of my shirts to Geeks in Need or something. Maybe there's a charity that donates geeky t-shirts to those who need it. Maybe I could send them overseas so they don't have to be wearing wrong Super Bowl winner shirts. To each their own. I learned on 2nd edition. Oh, for D&D. I made the jump to 3rd and 3.5. Leaving Pathfinder. Okay. Kind of sad because Uniqlo it's a Ghost in the Shell Rise shirts when they came out. I haven't really seen it yet, and I regret not buying any. That's always the worst. I used to be much more embarrassed about wearing Kiki shirts, but I recently got back into it since I no longer care. Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to call you Poncho from now on. You know what, Poncho? It shouldn't even be that you don't care. It should be that you care that much. That's one thing. I used to think that where I'm going to be a geek wherever I want to be because I don't care. I don't care what people think, and I don't care about this. And then I realized, you know what? It's not because I don't care about what people think. It's because I love this stuff so much that I want to wear it. You know, I wear just shirts and I talk about the stuff without not remorse, but whatever the word is, like whatever I want to, basically. I do it because I love this stuff so much. So that's why I don't do it because I don't care. I do it because I do care. Speaking of waiting outside for a game or something, I remember playing D&D outside my local Verizon store when the iPhone first came out to the Verizon network. That was fun. Yeah, unless you like iPhone, in which case, nerd. Oh man, I'm just teasing. What is it? 5:10 right now? It's not too bad. Yeah, I don't know. You know, Christmas is coming. Oh, there was something that I want to. I don't know how much of a topic it's going to be, which is like my freaking credo is to say that I don't know how much of a topic it's going to be. The lawsuits. For anybody, the Fortnite lawsuits. For Epic Games is going to be sued, possibly at some point, by 3 different people. 2 Millie, who made a dance. They're all over the dances. The discussion is about the dances. 2 Millie, who did at least one dance. The kid that does the flossing, the thing with the arms that you swing back and forth, and I'm 40 years old, so I'm not even going to attempt to do it. There's a lawsuit being filed on his behalf for that. Can we get that quoted on a t-shirt? And there's one more lawsuit, and I think that this lawsuit is the most interesting lawsuit. They should be suing Soulja Boy instead. Soulja Boy's going to get himself arrested. We can talk. That was one of the topics that I had planned, and I didn't think that it was going to be very interesting. And to be completely honest, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know enough. But the last of the dancing lawsuits that is interesting the most to me is Alfonso Ribeiro, who was Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He has the Carlton dance is what they call it. This is, wasn't the rapper's dance turned down due to them not knowing if they could copyright the move? Well, here's the thing. You can't copyright or trademark individual dance moves. What you can copyright and trademark is you can copyright the name of the dance, and you can trademark the choreography, which is how all the moves are put together, which is what is going on here. The problem with to me, the 2 Millie lawsuit and the Flossing Kid lawsuit, I don't know his actual name. Not the individual moves, but you can download. You can download. You can copyright the choreography, which is the way the moves are put together. It's sort of like you can't copyright words, but you can copyright the way the words are put together, which we call stories and books. And nobody questions the fact that you can copyright that stuff. So dancing is the same thing. The problem with the Carlton dance lawsuit is that dance was created during a television show on a network, on NBC, I believe it was at the time. The question there is, who owns the dance? Did they Did they tell Alfonso Ribeiro just come up with a dance? And he did something that he already knows. Did they choreograph a dance for him to do on the show? Even if he came up with the dance, doesn't that make it the property of the show, which is the property of NBC? I'm interested in where that part of that individual lawsuit goes, because I want to see what they say about who owns the dance or what owns the dance, if it's the corporation. Because in all honesty, NBC probably owns the rights to that dance. You keep saying $2 million, which is probably where his name came from. And I think they're being sued for $2 million. Yeah, that's probably where the name came from. Yes, Rye, there was another dance. He hasn't filed a lawsuit yet. Donald Faison. Donald Faison, as far as I know, has not filed a lawsuit yet for the dance from Scrubs. That's actually a similar question, though. That dance was created on a show. So who owns the rights to the dance? It seems really weird to me. Dance move. No, Teffy, that's what we're saying. Dance moves, individual moves, cannot be copywritten. They're just moves. But the way you put those moves together, that can be copywritten, because the way you put them together, that is an intellectual property. Just having moves, spinning on your back. Excuse me. Spinning on your back. If you've ever seen breakdancing, spinning on your back, you can't copyright spinning on your back. You can't tell people that every time they do that, they owe you $1. You can't do that. You can't copyright a certain footwork. Moving your feet a certain way, swinging your arms a certain way. But if you say, okay, I'm going to swing my arms a certain way, I'm going to move my feet a certain way, I'm going to spin around on my back, I'm going to get back up, back to the footwork, back to the arm work, and then drop down for one more spin. That's Donald Faison. That's choreography. That is you taking these pieces and creating a dance. That can be copywritten, because now you are selling the idea of, oh, when I see that dance, that's who they're talking about. That's what you copyright. Like I said, I can't copyright individual words. But when I put those words together and write a story, that story is what I copyright. That story is my property that you need to have permission for. Do the Mario. Lizard, that's not actually a bad analogy there. If you did the Mario and tried to say that you invented that dance, whoever owned that can say, no, you did not. You can't own swinging your arms around. You can't own stepping side to side. But if you put them together in a specific order, that's your property. T-posing is a dance now because no, and that's the thing, Haunted Bone. You'll see that a lot of those, none of those lawsuits have anything to do with the individual moves. With T-posing, there's a new one where you drop the mic. Like, none of those lawsuits exist. No one can sue for that stuff. Dabbing. Dabbing was made popular in the last few years, even though everybody hates it. But none of that is in question because, yeah, no one can trademark dabbing. All you can do is look stupid when you do it. But it's the dances. It's the organized, choreographed dances that people are looking into. And there's a lot more people that really could, damn you, Elliot. There's a lot more lawsuits that could happen here. This could really open the door for a lot of other lawsuits. I mean, you have Gabby Smart, I want to say is her name. She did in Fortnite. There's a dance called Electro Shuffle. If you've ever seen the dancing from the girl, she's got the light up sneakers. The soles of the sneakers are lit up, and she does a dance. That is a dance in the game. She was never paid any money for that. That dance came from a video that she uploaded. That's her choreography, and that's very organized choreography. Techno Viking. If you do a search for Techno Viking, The dance that he is known for, that is in the game. My understanding is we have no idea where Techno Viking is, so we don't know exactly where. If he pops up out of nowhere to sue Epic, I'm gonna be amazed. But there is a lot of room for lawsuits here, and I'm curious to see when these other lawsuits go through what happens. If you're going to start seeing more of them come out of the woodwork, if you're going to start seeing Epic drop that, if you're going to start seeing them just coming up with their own choreography and moves on their own, it'd be interesting to see. Can we talk about Elliot dabbing at his graduation? Congrats to him for getting there, but one guy in Australia who sued himself after he hit himself with a boomerang and he won the case. I don't know. It's Australia. If they're lucky enough to not be killed by whatever animals live there, I guess they're free to do whatever they want. How about Dragon Ball Super Broly? I don't know. It's interesting. I want to see where they go with this Dragon Ball Broly thing. Now they're making him canon, but obviously the original story is not canon. Truth be told, I think they had an easy opportunity with the Dragon Ball Broly stuff to just say that everything that happened on a different version of Earth in one of the universes that no longer exists. I think that that's an easy way for them to do it, but I don't think they're going to do it that way. He still lost money. Yeah, because he had to pay the lawyers and he had to pay court fees. So he's going to lose money. Yeah, as far as the Broly thing, I think that that's an easy thing for them to do. Since there were some universes that they've already acknowledged were destroyed, I think it would be easy to say, oh, well, the Broly stuff actually happened, but it was from another universe that is now destroyed. But Broly himself made it out. So, I don't know. I think that's an interesting way to do it. No. Aqua. They're making it canon. Legendary Super Saiyan. And now they're saying that Khalifa, what the Kale, the one, the one that went all super crazy, and almost beat up Goku. She got all super strong, buff Suki, and she lost it. They're saying that she might act Kale and Khalifa. They're saying that she might be the legendary Super Saiyan that's born every 1,000 years. They're saying that might be her. And that opens the door for that entire canon to exist. I don't understand these Dragon Balls. Hey, Devil's Cry. Yeah, Sages is like in and out. Yeah, see, it's a completely different Broly. That doesn't make any sense to me. You'd have been easier saying that it was the same Broly from one of the destroyed universes, and so now he's here. That would have been much easier. And it would have not only made the other stuff canon, but it would have given everybody a baseline for how strong this character is. I haven't really watched Dragon Ball in my childhood. I'm more of a Fairy Tail fan. Teffy, I got about 20 episodes into Fairy Tail, and I stopped when somebody told me that there's like 100 and something episodes. I just gave up. I can't watch shows that are that long. What's this about? A cannon? Yeah, cannon. Sean, cannons, ships. It's all pirates with us here. Toriyama made Broly a reboot because his reason for hating Goku was piss poor. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see it when it happens. I mean, I watched the end of Super like the Jiren end, and I thought it was okay. I thought the show was actually kind of boring up to a certain point, and then when that last tournament started, it got really interesting. Although the baseball episode with Yamcha was freaking amazing. Hey, have you tried One Piece? Nope. Not gonna bother. Not gonna bother with One Piece. Not gonna bother with Fairy Tail anymore. Naruto ain't gonna happen. Or Naruto, more like not gonna happen. Ruto. Oh, I don't have my soundboard set up. My Hero Academia is pretty good. I am finally getting back to My Hero Academia. I rewatched the last episode that I had seen, which was the introduction of the Wild Wild Pussycats when they are told to fight through the forest. I rewatched that episode, and that was where I stopped. Although I think I watched the one after because I saw the guy. Pussycat. So I think I did watch the one after that, but then that's where I had stopped. So I am catching back up with that. The sad thing is, Kale was confirmed to be legendary Super Saiyan, and she mastered her legendary state. The sad thing was, I'm starting to get back into that. I watched the She-Ra remake. I started watching, I'm halfway through Baki, which is it's essentially season 3 of Grappler Baki, or Baki the Grappler, that just popped up on Netflix. And I have yet to watch Castlevania season 2. I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. Oh, I'm ahead of you? Okay. Modern Shonen doesn't interest me in the slightest. Elements, not Josie and the Pussycats, the Wild Wild Pussycats. They are amazing, especially the guy who, if I was a little more ripped, I would cosplay as. Sorry, that was me cracking my neck. I haven't watched the new Broly. I don't think the new Broly movie is out. Right? It's not out yet, right? Have you played Yokai Watch? I played the demo of Yokai Watch. It wasn't interesting to me. I don't know. It's another collectathon, and I haven't been through every Pokemon game, so I would just go through every Pokemon game if I really wanted to play another collectathon. Because that's what those games. They love their collectathons over in Japan, man. When you tell them there's 500 things to find in the game, they seem to love it. Would you care to watch a story targeted for boys that is not a battle anime? I guess not, given what you're implying. What do you think today's battle anime is missing? Character development? Oh, it came out last week or week before in Japan. Okay, next month for the West. Okay. I put so many anime on hold to watch through Naruto. Only 60 episodes until I catch up with Boruto and I can get back to other anime. The Boruto anime seems interesting. I do kind of wish they made a show about his dad and the stuff that he went through. He seems like a more interesting character. Make the story for the old Broly movie. Just made the character. Okay. Yeah, that's why gacha games are so popular over there. Smart character. Well, yeah, I like smart characters too. That we've talked about that here before, Jones, where one of my biggest issues with any media is very often, in order for the plot to proceed in a downward spiral so that we can watch it, is for the hero characters to do something stupid. That's usually necessary, so I always hate that. 1,000 things to collect in these kinds of things usually means there's a lot to do. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I guess that it means you get more life out of the game if you feel like there's more to do. I usually lose interest. The original Pokemon Blue, I got blue as in the color, not that it stunk. I think I collected all of the Pokemon on the blue cartridge, and then I traded because there were some that were on red that weren't on blue, and vice versa. And then I traded for the other ones. That's the only time I ever had all the Pokemon. I always lose interest before I collect all of the Pokemon. I need story. I like to have story. That's what drives me for games. New Ghost in the Shell coming to Netflix 2020. I hope I have Netflix by then. And then it eventually gets a DVD release. Next month? You mean next year? main character is usually not very bright but likable. Like because Goku's kind of an idiot to me. Not that he's an idiot. Goku to me, he's willing to put a lot of people in danger just to say, "Oh, I kind of want to do this fight." There's a great picture of him handing all of the Infinity Stones to Thanos, and it says, "Here, can we fight now?" It's like that's something he would do. Some people struggle to even find a starting point. Sean, I think the story usually gives people a good place to start. I think that that's fine. I think that the problem is that once the story ends, then it's difficult to figure out what you want to do next. I love Goku, but holy crap, I would not marry him. I don't know. Yeah, you know. But I love Kingdom Hearts anyway. Alright, I think we're gonna call it for today, since this was all sort of a viewer topic episode. Thoughts on Cowboy Bebop Netflix series coming out. I'll wait and see, Teffy, because I don't know what kind of show it's going to be. You know, Baki just came out, and it turned out to be a kind of season 3. It happens after the events of season 2. Which, by the way, if you guys are into anime, find Baki the Grappler or Grappler Baki season 2. It's awesome. I love this show. It's so awesome. The fights are so crazy over the top. Some of the stuff that they do is ridiculous, but it's, I don't know, not believable, but it's so interesting to watch. This new one on Netflix, I'm about 7 episodes in, and it's just very blah. It's a little too over the top, to the point where you're watching it going, what? Come on. But yeah, Grappler Baki season 2. Definitely track that down. That's my anime homework for the week, which is something that in 38 episodes I've never said to you to do. But yeah, so we are going to go. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and for hanging out and having this conversation of improvised topics, I guess is the best way to say it. If I do upload this to YouTube, I'll probably just upload it as one big chunk. But if you are watching this right now and you are not yet following this Twitch channel, be sure to check the links down below and follow me here and follow me on YouTube, because why not? If you're watching this on YouTube, and that means I've gotten around to uploading all of these episodes, check the links down below. Also follow me on Twitch. We do the show Fridays 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern is usually when we do the show. But stop in and be part of the conversation, and we even have days like today where you pretty much lead the conversation because I had nothing to talk about. Before I go, I do want to say to you guys right now, have a very, very Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Like I said before, and I will say it again, I hope that you get everything you want, and I hope that you want everything you get. I will try and do a show next week, and we will talk about what you guys got. We hopefully share some of our gifts, and that'll be before New Year's. That'll be the last show of the year. But have a great one, and I will see you guys. Can we rate Suave? Post the link to Suave's. I'm not going to do a raid right now, but post the link to Suave's chat, and you guys can head over there afterwards. Have a great holiday. I will see you guys next week, and Merry Christmas. I really got to start setting it up so that I can look at the camera and say Merry Christmas or whatever and actually click it instead of the last thing you see is me looking down. Merry Christmas.